Warning, the following episode contains a small section where the host loses all control of proceedings. You have been warned.
They come from all across the world, from many different lands. The brave from Britain, the confident from America, the determined from Japan, and anyone else, anywhere else, who wants to step up to the challenge. 100 challengers compete across a 4-stage obstacle course devised by the devil. Success means glory. Failure means humiliation. It truly is win or die. Many have tried. Very few have succeeded. But they all have one goal: to become the next champion. This is Ninja Warrior of Halo!
Hello guys, I am Hunter Unit 751 and welcome back to Ninja Warrior of Halo. 100 challengers arrived to take on Stage 1 in the 21st tournament. And for the second tournament in a row, we had an exact split of 50 newcomers and 50 returning competitors. So far, 80 of the 100 have made their attempts at Stage 1, and although most of them have failed, including the first All-Star of the tournament, impressively, 8 competitors are already moving on to Stage 2, with a real mixture of first-time successes and veterans who have beaten Stage 1 in the past. In today's episode, we will wrap up Stage 1 with the final 20 competitors making their attempts. Amongst them are the 4 lucky winners of the Tournament 21 lottery draw, as well as some of the top competitors on this course and the top performers in the last tournament, including the 1500th ever attempt on Stage 1. The question is, who else will advance to Stage 2 and keep their dreams of going all the way to the top of the final stage in this tournament? Next up on Stage 1, we have Mr. Plonkernuts. Fun fact, this is actually Killer's long-lost lover, who he once... Oh, no, sorry, no, that's a lie. There's no more members of the Killer family left to compete. I promise, guys, they're all finished. But this guy, another great gamer tag to add to the list of funny gamer tags we've seen this tournament, and another person to add to the list who's struggling with the first obstacle, although he makes it through the tower, making his way through the other side, and then forgets to jump for the last jump. Shame, he was actually starting to improve there. Bad luck to him. Now we can move on to Opix Onek. This guy is another Halo racer competing on this course. We've had plenty of them down the years. This guy's competed in DRL and in the HRL, I believe it's called. You know what? I forgot what it was called for a second then. So he's competed in competitive racing and just, fun DRL racing. And a really nice guy as well. And now he's making his way through the rapid climb and beats it nicely. Onto the ball drop. The rolling ball type obstacles usually cause problems for racers. Opix almost fell off the back there. He's got it rolling pretty quickly, but he hangs on. Nice job, Opix. Onto the swinging pipes. Oh, he's having a bit of trouble. He's going for a running in, and he forgets to crouch again. Oh dear. Come on, Opix. There we go. Okay, now time for the pipes. He's onto the first one, but he falls right off of it. Bad luck to Opix. He was not doing too bad there. Now we can move on to our next competitor. This is Cloudy Sensei. Now this guy, let me tell you, is one heck of a beast in SWAT, as me and Z know all too well. Well, he has been on our team a couple of times. He's sort of somewhere... Is he a pro player? He's sort of somewhere in the middle, really. We've had pro players and celebrity players compete on this course and on other courses as well. Like Shotzi, who competed in Tournament 19. And then the celebrity players, they're normally the ones that do the streams and videos and stuff, like Spiteful, Duquesne, Ubernick, those sort of people. Cloudy's somewhere in the middle. But he's here taking on the course, comfortably moving through the ball drop until he gets to the first drop and then slips right off. Oh, I was looking forward to seeing some of his skills. But that is the end of him, and that is the end of the sunlight. Nighttime has fallen over the course, but we still have plenty of runs to come. Unfortunately, things did not improve with our next 4 competitors, all slipping up on either the rapid climb or the swinging pipes. Including this guy, Vitak is a tic-tac, another great gamer tag. And then we have Sir Jorah the Great, who clearly has a lot of free time on his hands now that Game of Thrones is done. Sadly, he couldn't find his way past the swinging pipes, and nor could Archangel, who was jumped way too early on the final jump and crashed out on the first obstacle. Now we can move on to our next competitor and another veteran. This is Sane the Legend. Back for his 11th appearance. He did pretty well in the last tournament, but just came up short on the flying chute. Really close to beating stage 1 in tournament 20, but now he is back for tournament 21, hoping this could be the tournament where he gets back to stage 2. He made it there in the first Halo 5 tournament, but now he's had back-to-back stage 1 failures. As he makes his way through onto the ball drop. Did the first obstacle pretty quickly there, but he's taking a more cautious approach on the ball. The time limit isn't too lenient, but Sane is making it work. Now coming onto the swinging pipes. Will he take this slowly? No, he won't. He'll go for speed. Look at Sane go. Ooh, only just made that second one. But that was a little bit unexpected from Sane. And now he's picking up pace again as he goes for the jumping spider. He's into it nicely. Making his way through. 60 seconds left on the clock. Going through the inside. Oh no, Sane! What just happened? Sane goes out on the inside of the jumping spider. What on earth just happened? Sane, he wasn't going particularly quick, but he was getting every obstacle down. And then he was starting to move pretty quickly through the spider, but then he just misses his jump. Well, the inside of the jumping spider was modified this tournament to be made a little bit harder. And it has tripped up a couple of competitors. But nobody as experienced and as skilled as Sane. Look at Smokey in the background. He was already on his way to the half-pipe attack. He cannot believe what has just happened. Snars can't believe what just happened. Smokey's looking at Snars for inspiration, for some kind of explanation. But Snars has nothing for him. That's Sane's shocking early exit. That's now 18 failures in a row on stage 1. We haven't seen anyone else beat the stage since Weapon Map, and we're stuck on 8 clears. Can this veteran pull through? It is Gotenks, who went out shockingly in the last tournament on the half-pipe attack. And I say shockingly because he was one of only 3 competitors to beat stage 1 in tournament 19. But that could work to his advantage. He knows what to do to beat this stage. Can he pull through this time? Making his way onto the course. A quick start from Gotenks. He's not, like Sane, he's not normally a competitor known for speed. Gotenks likes to take his runs, maybe not necessarily always slow, but methodical. Likes to make sure he knows how to do each obstacle. And he'll do each obstacle in his own way. Comes onto the swinging pipes, nudges the first pipe ever so slightly to get it moving, and then off the other one. So we see the crowd watching on, including Smokey, who just saw Sane go down. He wants to see his buddy Gotenks get through, and he's into the jumping spider. Making his way through the inside, where Sane just failed, but he does not make the same mistake as he hits the half-pipe attack. This is the obstacle he failed in the last tournament. Can he get it this time? Yes, he can. Nice job, Gotenks. Look at that time, though. 45 seconds left on the clock. He needs to be careful here. He probably only has a couple of attempts at this warped wall. Doesn't get up it on the first try. Can he get it on the second try? Yes, he can. He's still got time here. Time for the flying chute. We haven't seen this since Snars went down on it. Can Gotenks get through it? Yes, he can with a save jump. And he gets the dismount. 20 seconds left. It will be close, but he should have enough time here. Making his way to the Tarzan jump through to the rope ladder. 10 seconds, the klaxon sounds, but it looks like Gotenks is heading back to stage 2. Gotenks pulls through with 3.2 seconds left on the clock, and Gotenks gets his revenge on stage 1. Nice job by Gotenks, and the crowd is clearly very happy with that. Doing the traditional celebrations by shooting him. You can see here, he got his revenge on the half-pipe attack that took him out in the last tournament, did not make the same mistake again. And then this flying shoot has caused a few problems for some top competitors, but not for Gotenks. And from there, he had enough time left on the clock to make it to the finish line comfortably without needing to rush. Crowd watching on, Rog and Strafe, they're already heading on to stage 2, and Gotenks will be joining them. And the others, Fireball and Smokey, will be hoping they can also move on with Gotenks. But he made it look comfortable, and for the third time on Halo 5, Gotenks will be moving on to the second stage. A look to the heavens, he really wanted that. He takes his revenge on stage 1. Gotenks has set us back on the right track. And speaking of Fireball, he is next to take on the course, and he will be confident of joining Gotenks on stage 2, because he comes into this tournament after a historic run on another course. Next up is DHG Fireball. Fireball is back today making his 6th appearance on the course, and he has been given the last of the 9 recognition numbers for one reason in particular. 12 months ago, he stepped up in the last tournament and he demolished the first stage in almost record-breaking time, making every obstacle look like it meant nothing to him. And although it was only a simple mistake that ended his tournament on stage 2, we saw everything that makes Fireball stand out as a competitor. Then he decided to take on Halo Ninja Warrior's 20th tournament, and he produced a performance that will never be forgotten on that course and will go down in history.
Is it possible? Could this happen? DHG Fireball? Yes, he's done it! Fireball!
Fireball achieved the unthinkable, as he became only the 3rd ever competitor to achieve total victory on Halo Ninja Warrior. And in doing so, he joined a very small, very elite group of competitors. We can say they have gone all the way to the top of the final stage on one of the Big 5 major jump courses to achieve total victory and to become a grand champion. It was one of the most incredible moments to see in Halo jumping. But that success also set Fireball on the path to another accomplishment. By making it to the final stage on Halo Ninja Warrior, alongside when he made it there in Tournament 8 of Spartan Sasuke, Fireball has now joined an equally elite group of competitors that have made it to the final stage on 2 different major jump courses. And as a result, he now finds himself in the race for the Triple Crown, to become the first competitor to make it to the final stage on 3 of the major jump courses. It's never been achieved before, but it could be achieved by Fireball. This course is the one standing in his way from achieving that accomplishment. And he comes into this tournament knowing this will be his first opportunity to reach that goal. But first, he has to get past stage 1. Fireball. What an incredible performance that was 12 months ago. Stepping up on Halo Ninja Warrior to become a grand champion. You don't see it very often, but it was absolutely deserved by Fireball. He has been one of the best competitors, if not the best, or he is the best now on Halo Ninja Warrior. Can he deliver the same kind of performance on this course as he flies into the ball drop? Oh, he goes early off of the ball. That was risky, but he made it work. Fireball is a little speed demon. He's almost the complete polar opposites of Sane and Gotenks as he takes another crazy shortcut. Fireball is on fire right now. It's a little bit risky, but that just shows the confidence in this young man as he flies through the jumping spider. Only 40 seconds have gone on the clock and he's already beaten 4 obstacles. as he goes into the half-pipe attack, hits that comfortably. Beat it with ease in the last tournament, just like he beat all of these obstacles. He's taken every shortcut possible he can find here. Can he get up the warped wall in one? Yes, he can. Look at that time. He is crushing it as he goes for the flying shoot. That's a different technique. We don't see that very often. We have seen it before, but very few competitors have ever done that technique. 35 seconds left on the clock. He's shooting the rope ladder. He knows he's got the job done. And it looks like he's on the way to getting the fastest time, which he will confirm with the spring jump. 24.3 seconds left on the clock. That is the fastest time so far. He got the fastest time in the last tournament. He's well on his way to doing it again in this tournament. It's going to take a hell of a beating to top that time. Fireball made the 20-second time reduction on this stage 1 look like it meant nothing. He would have beaten the course with 44 seconds if the time limit was the same as it was in the last tournament. Look at him taking some of these crazy shortcuts between obstacles, on obstacles. Fireball was absolutely unstoppable. Even here on the flying shoot, you've seen this a couple of times in the past, but it is a risky technique. But Fireball made it work, flew up the rope ladder, spring jumped to save himself even more time, and for the second tournament in a row, Fireball will be moving on to stage 2. Is this the start of him getting to the final stage? That is now 10 clears on stage 1 with 10 competitors to go. And now we can come on to the first of our lottery winners. This is Alex Zombie 11. So for this tournament, every newcomer and regular was asked to take part in the lottery draw to see if they could win one of the 4 lucky numbers, whether that would be 91, 92, 93, or 97. Big jackpot number. And now we're going to see, well, 3 of the 4 in quick succession here. And these next 3 competitors are all the last 3 newcomers of the tournament. And Alex Zombie is the first out. An early exit, coming up short on that jump. All right, 1 newcomer down, 2 to go. Next up, we have Awaken Arc. And some people might recognize this guy. He has competed on several of Smokey's Halo Ninja Warrior tournaments under various gamer tags that have the word Arc in them. I believe his girlfriend also competed earlier in the tournament, but regretfully, I've completely forgotten the name of her gamer tag. Nope, it's gone. Anyway, Arc is on the ball drop. At least gets past the first obstacle. He was a little worried about this obstacle, but he's taking his time on it as he hits the first drop. Oh, almost fell off. Survives, hits the second drop, and he runs off. No, he was going for the dismount, and he got it all wrong. That now leaves us with 1 newcomer left to go. If this guy doesn't beat stage 1, then for the second time in 3 tournaments, we will have no newcomers moving on to stage 2. All the hopes rest on Shindude 3. I'm sure they're in good hands, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how Shindude can do. He's a fan of the show, fan of jumping. He's been watching a lot of the videos in the past. Let's see how far he can get. Well, he makes the first jump at least. And onto the first step of the tower. Oh, he walks off. Looks like he was trying to build up as much momentum as possible there for that jump. Now he's up again. Goes for it. And he overshoots it! No, that is it! That is it! No newcomers will be moving on to stage 2. Feels shocking to say that, considering we had that huge streak of newcomer success on this course. But now we can move back onto the veterans and another competitor who's been looking good on stage 1. Next up, we have Flame Vortex. Flame is today making his 5th appearance on the course, with his debut coming all the way back in Tournament 15 on the Xbox 360, when he was known as My Mum 47. But like many newcomers, he crashed out on the classic rolling ball. Who would have known back then the competitor that Flame would become? After a 2-tournament and 2-year absence, Flame returned for the first Halo 5 tournament in Tournament 18. And on his second appearance, he looked like a completely different competitor, as he stormed through all of the obstacles on the first stage and defeated it for his first time to advance to the second stage, where, like many in that tournament, he crashed out on the salmon ladder. If he caught the attention of several competitors with that performance, his performances in Tournament 19 made sure everyone knew who he was. He proved his Tournament 18 success was no fluke, as he was one of only 3 competitors in Tournament 19 to make it to the second stage. Unbelievable performance. The fact that his failure on the metal spin was considered to be a disappointment, despite him finishing in second place in that tournament, showed how improved Flame was. In the last tournament, Flame put both of those Stage 2 failures behind him to advance to the third stage for the first time in his Ninja Warrior of Halo career. And although he dropped out the earliest of the 5 survivors on the third stage, going out on the Globe Grasp, Flame's record now looks very impressive. 4 appearances, 3 Stage 1 clears, 1 Stage 2 clear, and he's gotten further and further on the course each time. The question is, can Flame keep that hot streak up? Can the man nicknamed the Donkey make it back to the third stage this tournament and go even further than he did last time? Flame. It's actually honestly crazy to think that that debut run on the 360 when he had that joke gamer tag is still the only Stage 1 failure he has had on this course. He has been perfect so far on Stage 1 of Halo 5. One of only 2 competitors to have beaten Stage 1 in every Halo 5 tournament. When you consider that the other competitor is Puma, that just makes it even more impressive that a competitor like Flame is the other person to have done that. Flame is making his way through the ball drop nicely. The big thing for Flame is a lot of these obstacles are pretty similar to how they've been in recent tournaments, so he is comfortable on them and he knows how to do them. The big change there, that swinging pipes, and he's already overcome that. He hits the jumping spider into it nicely. Making his way through the inside. Obstacle's been slightly modified obviously with the inside, but again, causes him no problems as he goes right into the half-pipe attack. He goes really high on the half-pipe attack, but still makes it comfortably. Now lining up the dismount and heading for the warped wall. He's got 45 seconds left on the clock as he gets up the wall in 1. This is textbook performance from Flame right now as he goes straight for the flying chute, lands it nicely, safe jump, and off the other side. 30 seconds left and it looks like Flame is about to go 4 for 4 on Stage 1. Making his way through onto the rope ladder. Comfortable. Gets the spring jump just like Fireball did, and Flame, with 13.4 seconds left on the clock, does secure that 4th Stage 1 clear in a row, and he'll be joining Fireball, who was watching that run. They'll both be moving back onto the second stage, and Flame is very happy with that performance. The Donkey is heading back to the second stage once again. From one rising star to another, the next man on Stage 1 also made it to the third stage for his first time in the last tournament, but he faces a tricky decision as he comes into today's tournament on this course. Next up, back for his 4th appearance in a row, is Swann97. Formerly known as Sauron Sucks, like Flame, Swann is one of the rising stars in Halo jumping and on this course, although unlike Flame, he didn't make his debut until the first Halo 5 tournament. But he impressed right off the bat, beating Stage 1 on his newcomer performance before going out on the salmon ladder. Although he shockingly failed Stage 1 in Tournament 19, in the last tournament he made it back to the second stage and he pulled through to make it to the third stage for the first time in his career, but sadly he went out on just the 3rd obstacle, the Devil's Steps. Swann has also established himself as one of the most successful competitors of all time on Spartan Sasuke, and of course he hosts his own major jumping course alongside with Aborigines Warrior.
It's been so long since we actually did this tournament.
Yeah, didn't you say you edited this like 120 days ago or something?
154 days ago, I uploaded this clip. Discount Aussie.
Ooh, dude, that one hurts right in the gonads. Dude, that one hurts.
Dude, those
right.
Kiwis do not like those Australians.
That hurts right down under.
After making it to the final stage in Spartan Sasuke, Swann's stock in halo jumping was higher than ever. But now, he faces a tricky situation. An unsuspected health issue with damage to his hands now leaves him questioning whether he can continue to compete in halo jumping, and whether this might be his final appearance. Add into that further complications with the fact that, his Spartan has been suffering with a serious leg injury in the past few weeks. Things are not looking good for Swann coming into this tournament. Swann has, of course, established himself consistently. He's been to stage 3 now on all of the big 3 courses. Of course, Spartan Sasuke has been his biggest high point. Swann's going for a crazy save jump technique on the ball drop here. What is Swann doing? Ooh, I don't know how he pulled through that. He took like 5 save jumps on the ball there. Now for the swinging pipes, he's save jumping these as well. What kind of techniques is Swann going for here? This is about as cowboy wrangler a performance as you can possibly get, as he also goes for a 360. Swann is really testing that leg of his right now as he gets into the jumping spider. Making his way through. All these save jumps and weird techniques is not also helping him with his time as well. If this is going to be his final appearance, he's definitely got an interesting run going on right now. But he gets the half-pipe attack just about. This is where he failed 2 tournaments ago. But it looks like he's got it again today as he lines up, taking his time for the dismount here. Oh no! Oh no! I think he's really hurt that leg now. He's struggling. He's not able to run. He's crawling to the warped wall. I think he's got a serious problem here. Is he even going to have the strength to attempt the warped wall? He stands. No, he doesn't. He's out. He's collapsed. Somebody get the medic on the course now. Swann is in serious trouble here. This is not looking good for Swann. He has collapsed at the warped wall. The crowd, Puma, Chumpy, and Flame are very concerned right now. That is a shocking performance, a shocking sight to see for any competitor. What a disappointment for Swann. But now we can move on.
Welcome to Aborigines Warrior, everybody. Here we have Fuckface McGee with a turret hopping around. Now, of course, he's definitely taken a downgrade in recent years due to budget cuts, but now we have Elite MKB, who is, he's dropped his gun off the side, and now his uncoordinated British ass is about to get onto the course and show us all why he's an all-star.
How did Swann get up here?
Okay, now British people are not known for their jumping ability. In fact,
I guess we're going.
Oh, wow, we have fancy camera angles. It appears that the budget from the course has gone into the camera work. He's on to the rapid climb here. Yeah, some fancy moves here. It's probably an alt. Because I'm pretty sure. Okay, never mind. That's classic British comedy right there. Classic. Fucking Hugh Laurie, Stephen Fry, they would be very pleased. Anyway, everybody, I'm glad you came to watch the episode. Here we have a great tournament going on today where we are watching people compete on a video game. And Elite NKB here is trying his best to get to the course. He's, of course, never failed the first stage in his entire career. As he gets through the half-pipe attack.
Not entirely accurate.
Now, as the peanut gallery tries to correct me, we have, and he gets up the warp wall, almost falling off the side of it, and now he's onto the flying chute. He looks awfully confused. Different camera angle sweeps in as he sticks it perfectly. His confusion was for naught. Man, you know what? I feel like I should talk in a British accent. I know you said don't do anything racist. No. I know you said don't do anything racist, but I really feel like a British accent would be appropriate here. He's climbing the rope ladder, and he's up, And it looks like Elite NKB is going to clear the first stage with 12.7 seconds. What a wanker! What a wanker!
I suppose it's the right time for me to cut in. So yeah, Elite beat stage 1. That's the 11th time he's beaten stage 1. That ties the record with Drago. Who'd have thought it'd be someone like Elite to do it?
You let me comment it? Like, a big moment in history, you like, let me take the reins on this one? You're like, wow, he's clear, he's tying the stage 1 clear record. Let's let Swann, let's see what Swann thinks about this.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know.
Yeah, he looked overall pretty solid on here, especially for a guy who I didn't even know still competed. He definitely looks pretty good.
Yeah, he just shows up for these tournaments, really. Still does pretty good, though. Very well done, Elite.
Alright.
Now we have this guy.
Would you like to explain why this guy's number 97 and who the fuck he is?
Oh, yes. So this guy's the winner
Of the lottery. You guys have obviously seen the 3 newcomers from earlier.
that got the lottery spots, and this guy got the number 1 lottery spot. Hence why he's 97.
No.
Formerly known as digitized
He's
Havok.
struggling
Garbage?
right now.
Is he just horribly garbage?
Well, I hope not, because he's 97. Let's hope he can live up to this high number.
This is your fault. What's
This is
happening
all,
now
if this
is your
goes
fault.
wrong, it's all my fault. I'm still not convinced that technique is legal. I don't recall making it legal on the ball, but lots of people have been doing it.
You know you're literally the host of the course, right?
I know, yeah, that's why, I can't remember that. It says 2019 in the top left for a reason.
Yep, it was a long time ago that this happened.
Beats the jump that he failed last time.
I do want to confirm to everybody that my leg is better now after I broke it on the wall. It's healed up pretty nicely. I was out for a little while, and much better now. I know that everyone was concerned.
Obviously.
Again, thank everybody for tuning into the backdoor pilot for the British version of Aborigines Warrior.
Biggest regret I had from your run is that I didn't pick up the audio of everyone laughing when you collapsed on the warped wall as the medics were desperately trying to get there.
Yeah, as everyone was laughing at my pain. No, but
as you were getting carried into the ambulance, everyone was just laughing and pointing at you.
It was a very traumatic event for me, and all my friends were there making fun of me, saying that they were gonna fuck my mother. Anyway, Sir Noodle
This guy
is clearing 5.2 seconds.
Second appearance. Beat stage 1.
Second appearance.
Yeah.
Has any newcomers cleared this tournament yet?
No, I'm afraid all the newcomers are out. No newcomers cleared stage 1 this tournament.
The streak is broken.
Well, the streak got broken in 19. The streak of 1 got broken again. But a newcomer beat stage 1 in 20.
Was I the last one in the streak?
Yes, actually you were.
Oh, what an honor, dude. I am probably the best.
Yeah, there was Strafe celebrating. There's Sakeshi. Everyone remember him? He beat stage 1 once. So he knows that feeling that New Licious is feeling right now.
The sack.
The sack. I believe Rog is somewhere around here as well. So I think that's
lurking
three
up the mountains.
3 of these people are all going to be moving on to stage 2 together.
Yeah.
Nice job. Beat failed the jumping spider last time. Moving on to stage 2 this time. Very impressive run. And now we got this guy. Oh, that's just, you know what? I've just remembered, Swann. I meant to ask you.
What do you think about the Panthers this year?
Well, so here's the thing. We have what I think is arguably one of the best wide receiver cores in the entire league. And even though our offensive line is a little suspect, we do have literally the best running back in the league right now, but it just kind of has to come together with Sam Darnold under center. Because I really don't know if he's going to be the answer yet. I mean, Panthers fans everywhere, they're going to be holding their breaths until, the season starts, just waiting to see what Sam Darnold's going to be able to do. But obviously his time in New York did not quite go as anticipated. Of course, he came out of the draft, the number 2 pick or something like that. He was very high up in the draft. He came out. People were expecting him to be the new guy. and okay, what was that? And didn't go well in New York, but everyone's been comparing him to Ryan Tannehill because Ryan Tannehill played under Adam Gase in Miami, and then the moment Ryan Tannehill got away from Adam Gase, he did better. Adam Gase went to New York, and Sam Darnold played under Adam Gase, and now he's getting away from Adam Gase. People are thinking that it's going to be a similar situation where now that he's away from Adam Gase, he's going to be able to finally flourish, especially now that he's got a lot more weapons and he's got a receiver that he's familiar with in Robbie Anderson. And, it's just a lot of questions floating around, and unfortunately there's not much to be said about it until we can really see them play on the field. So the preseason... Of course,
yeah. Oh, so I was going to say, you've got a lot of other big teams, to worry about, like the Snakes and the Pumas and the Packers. Oh, no, sorry, the Packers suck. Anyway, yeah, I'm cleared, by the way. So that means I guess we can move on to our next competitor. This is Alpha Puma.
We're not talking about because, again, I said this is a backdoor pilot for British Aborigines. We're really trying to cut out of the deal here. But yeah, here's Puma, King of Retirements.
No, not yet. Not yet. Too soon. Not 2019.
Oh no! Did I just spoil the?
I think you forward to the future.
Oh well, everyone just pretend you didn't hear that. Even though everyone probably already knows. He's literally the only person that rode that thing down the first decline, and it was embarrassing to watch.
I like Puma's helmet this tournament. I got a close-up on it at the side of the run. His flaming helmet. Well, not flaming, literally.
Is this a fucking red carpet event now? We're talking about his helmet?
Yeah, his helmet looked pretty cool. I should give Puma props. He did finish in joint first place in the last tournament. Came one jump away from making the final stage. Has high aspirations of getting there this tournament, to the extent that he's agreed he's not talking to anyone. He's muted everybody except me for this run. He's not doing interviews. He's just here for business this tournament.
Probably the best jumper to come out of Xbox One, right?
It's a tough call. Everyone should go check out my top 10. Not to plug another video on my channel, but
I know he technically competed in Halo 4 or whatever. But I tell you, that top 10 I did was just like Xbox One competitors that debuted. If we were throwing in 360 competitors as well, it would be a whole different ball game. And Puma is going to clear with 8.9 seconds left. It's always good to see this guy back on stage 2.
Fourth tournament in a row beating stage 1. Him and Flame still unbeaten on stage 1 on Halo 5. And I wanted to highlight the key point on his run here. If we take a look at the replay, it was the one thing that went wrong on his run, but I want to highlight it. He gets to the finish line, he's got this cool little special celebration to do as he hits the mine, and he fucks it up. So instead he has to stare at the mine and punch it. And I apologize for anyone's ears.
That's like the walk of shame, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of the walk of shame, here's the crab man crawling his way onto the course.
I refuse to watch this. I'm putting my phone down. I'm not watching this part. I'm not watching him walk all the way from the tunnel. Okay, so he's speeding up a little bit. Okay, I'm not watching this whole thing. I'm not doing it. It's
Smokey Massacre.
It gets slower every time.
This is Smokey Massacre, the 1500th ever run on stage 1. Here's your hype.
Yeah, I guess I should let you hype him up a little bit more instead of shit talking his entrance. No, but are there gonna be any like kids who are like super Ninja Warrior Halo fans who are gonna like hear us cursing in these videos? That's just gonna turn him down a dark path where he ends up in a back alley with a heroin needle hanging out of his fucking penis. I'd be a bit concerned
for Smokey's military career if he did go down that path. Or are you just referring to the kids in general watching this?
I mean the kids that are like super Ninja Warrior Halo fans and they're watching this right now.
Half of them are on it anyway. Like before they got into jumping, after, just anything really.
There aren't just like 9-year-olds running around America injecting heroin, right? Like,
is it not? I thought that's what most of New York is.
No, America's all about preserving the innocence as long as you can, and then once it's gone, you just completely abandon it. And you go off anything. That's what it's all about. And then you just talk about how much you miss it. Anyway, Smokey's on to the flying shoe.
Yeah, he's killing the course right now.
He really is. Like, we haven't even had time to really talk about his run because we were talking about dick needles. But
Heroin and something.
He's on to the Tarzan jump and onto the last obstacle.
Not really an obstacle, the Tarzan jump, but Patrol managed to find a way to fail at this tournament.
Someone always has to be that guy. And
Smokey's done it.
He had to have the fancy dismount.
But it worked better than Puma's finish with his little sliding punch.
Well, it only looked cool. It probably wasn't even very hard. So.
That's true, actually. But Smokey's moving back onto stage 2. Very impressive.
Obviously, one of the best jumpers of all time. So you could have only expected him to make the stage 2. I mean,
well and truly put that tournament 19 stage 1 failure behind him. Of course, he put it behind him in the last tournament by getting to stage 3. And,
it's like very behind him.
No, it's very, very behind him.
Yeah.
each tournament is just going to be add a very onto the end of it. Until he fails stage 3. We're very, very right now.
35 will be very, 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 very.
Until he fails stage 1 again. But very impressive stuff from Smokey.
Very, very impressive.
And of course, all the final 5 runs beating stage 1 means that we have a successful end, and you were the last person to fail stage 1.
Oh, thanks.
100 competitors came to take on the course, but one by one they were slowly whittled down. Now only the best are still standing. Surprisingly, both the jumping spider and the halfpipe attack did not cause the same amount of significant damage we saw in the last tournament, with the rapid climb and the new swinging pipes taking out the most competitors, whilst the other obstacles did chip in, including the warped wall, which surprisingly took out 6 competitors, albeit some of them in ways we weren't expecting. Despite all the failures though, stage 1 has to be considered a success. Of the 100 attempts, we have a sweet 16 moving on to stage 2. That is the second highest number of clears ever in the course's history. And there is an incredible mixture of new faces and old faces from the past. Despite no newcomers beating stage 1 for the second time in 3 tournaments, 6 of the 16 survivors will be taking on stage 2 for their first time. All regulars who've put previous stage 1 failures behind them to get their first tastes of success in this tournament. We also have 2 veterans in Killer the Man and Weapon Matt who put their stage 1 losing streaks behind them to get back to the second stage. For Matt, this will be his first time on stage 2 since tournament 18, but for Killer, this will be his first time taking on a second stage on any of the major jump courses on Halo 5. The new generation of competitors really stepped up in style, with 4 of them, Strafe, Flame, Fireball, and Puma, all moving on once again to the second stage. For Puma, he will be hoping that this will be the tournament where he can get his ultimate goal of reaching the final stage. Despite only 3 All-Stars competing in this tournament, 2 of them are still standing. The Pro Racer Elite MKB and the Grand Champion Smokey Massacre, who was also the 1500th ever attempt on stage 1. They both beat this stage for the 11th time in their careers. That now ties the all-time stage 1 clear record set by Drago back in tournament 16. Last but certainly not least, veterans Gotenks and will also be joining the others on stage 2. That is quite a roll call of competitors. From Fireball at the top of the leaderboard, who also became only the 2nd ever competitor to get the fastest time in back-to-back tournaments on stage 1 after USS Defiant 1, all the way down to Killer at the bottom, who'll be back on stage 2 for his first time since tournament 16. And in the next episode, we will see all 16 of these survivors take on the second stage. For some of them, they have attempted and beaten this stage in the past on Halo 5, but for others, this will be their first experience of obstacles like the Salmon Ladder. The question is, how many of these 16 competitors will have what it takes to move on to the third stage? And will one of them have what it takes to go all the way to the final stage and become a grand champion? I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, like, comment, and subscribe. And you must join us again next time to see how our 16 survivors will do on stage 2. Until then, I've been Hunting at 751. Goodbye, guys.